Hello, my name is Emily, and thank you for coming on to my channel today. I have a book here that I would like to talk about that I have just completed, a junk journal, and it has all kinds of little goodies and has a kind of a maybe shabby chic finish. Just had a great time making it. It's 6 by 8.5. It's got about a 2.5-inch spine, and you can see the spine, the way I treated it. It has I found a piece of fabric, and it's about all gone, but I found a piece of fabric that was all cut up in the thrift store, and yet it was enough that I could put it in and make it the cover of the book. Then to add more to it, I actually took and put a piece of lace on top of the front, and then I made a little pouchy pocket with elastic that because I wanted to include a little bag of lavender in it. So I've got the lavender down here, and this is a group of cards that I've been making from some another project find at the thrift store was where somebody had come in and had done all kinds of these weavings using a little weaving loom called a Weave It. And so these are great for putting on tags. And then I also found these, just a whole bunch, like over 100 yo-yos that someone had made. So I was able to put them on here and then put little pieces of pearl in the middle. And then I sewed on the other side so that you could use it as a tag or to put a picture or anything. Other things that I have found at my thrift store that are interesting are finished projects, but no one ever did anything to them. And so this was, on a piece probably twice this size on all four sides, and I cut it down and put a zigzag stitch on it and then put a little tag on the back. But it's a beautiful, beautiful piece of finished cross stitching. I'm calling the book Life is Good from this card that I found at the thrift store. So Life is Good is the name of this. The book has about, I think it's 42 pages, and then the front and back makes 84 pages. And you can see I used this same fabric that was on the back. I was able to use, it's kind of a big piece of kind of junky but beautiful paper fabric. But like I say, there was only so much of it at the thrift store, so I was able to at least make this book from it using all four sides. The three signatures, I purposely put an inch apart in them so that they will, so that the book won't, will still open. This is the very middle of the book. And I have this little card here that says, from the book, this to and from library. But the overarching theme, even though it uses this interesting fabric and has Life is Good on it, is positivity. And using all sorts of different finishes from the thrift store or little items from the thrift store to add some grungy to it. So throughout the book, we're going to see note pages like these that I made from just cards. And I used some, I put some, what do you call that? I'm not going to be able to say it right now, but it's the you emboss it, maybe. And anyway, I was using my hot glue gun to get the embossing off. Yeah, it's embossing. Yes, as a matter of fact, I have some embossing right here. I've got the, and you put it on there, and then this is not. This is seashells, but the embossing. And then you take a hot glue gun and you let it melt on here. So that's where that comes from. So just whatever I can find at the thrift store. My books are as good as what thrift store buys. I have. This is a group of tags that I put in the book that have, kind of positivity statements that you can say to yourself, and it's from an Etsy seller. And so I really try to, since I'm an Etsy seller, I endorse Etsy sellers, and I can't do this type of making these kinds of things. I never learned graphic design, so I can't really do that. And I've got a Stampin' Up, I think it's Forest Moss, is what I used for the stencils. I'm not Stampin' Up, the stencils. I also have books here that, pages that come from Etsy sellers. And this is another Etsy seller, this design, and this is from another Etsy seller. So I'll have the Etsy sellers in the description box below. These are where I came across, really interesting. They are organizing books, or a date book. This would actually make a great cover for a journal. And so, but that's what I have been able to find is some old, outdated diaries. This is a 1987. And I cut them out and I just find the pictures in them. And most of them are just so pretty. I think I've used all the pictures out of this, so it's only the dates in September. So I plan to use these as something to another project that I'm thinking about. But that's where this comes from, and there's 3 or 4 pages that are like that in here. More Etsy sellers of their positivity statements. Put 2 paper clips right here in purple. And this is where I took, I think this is a little bit thicker than regular 24-pound paper, but not much. And I put that on my table out of my backyard, and on sunny days, and then put a lace tablecloth that I have, and it comes through so nicely and makes a nice page. This actually is made from, let's see if I can get it out. This is actually made from filter paper. I found a package of just filter papers, and then I found I love trees, so, and this is a Tim Holtz clip charm or whatever, and then I found this, which was a little note keeper that I put in here. This is another page that can be journaled on. The bookmark. This is a store-bought paper off of a kit. I think it's Brenda Walton. And this is where I took and braided together some tatting, or not tatting. I can't say what that is right now. But where you take in quilling, that's what it's called. I pleated the quilling paper and made just a little extra accent there, because I have a lot of quilling paper and I don't do near enough quilling, and I'll keep the quilling paper for way too long. This is from an Etsy seller, put a little stickle right there on that a little quilling, and some tags. This is Prima Flower, and these are pages out of books that come from books like this. Victorian cottages, I'm sorry. And it's these big pictures that you can cut out. And if they're good, they can be used, both sides can be used. So this is on, cottages in England. Just beautiful. And I got these from thrift books. So I've got 3 different ones. This one is called Victorian Cottages. And this one I've already pretty much cut up, but it is Flower Gardens of Victorian England. And I think that's where one of the pictures came out of. But you can see it's the same sort of thing. It's big enough to make a page, and then it's the other. It's just so, they're just so pretty. And the paper, it's a good quality paper. And the pages are colorful, and a lot of information. I've read quite a bit of the information. I can make tags out of some of the pictures and so forth and so on. And then this is the last one, which is called English Country Gardens. And it has the same sort of pictures in them that will work as whole pages in books. And it just makes the pages or the book so much vibrant. So this one I filled in with periwinkle ribbon, and then this side is the pink flowers. Then another tag here from it's called the Illustrated London News, and then I put some lace, well, it is a lace, but it also has some pearl beads woven in them. I really like this saying, if you have a garden and a library, you have everything you need. Cicero. More of the, and then this is where I use acetate paper, which is like overhead paper, transparency paper, and when I don't want to cover up the, the fact that you can still see most of the pink in here because it's such pretty paper. I hate to hide it with a pocket. Lots of lace. I've had lots of lace, and over the years have just, the thrift store has lots of lace, and it has, every time I go to the thrift store, they have just another interesting lace that I have to pick up. So maybe I should call myself a hoarder of lace. This is another one of those from the diaries. This is another picture from it, and then I attached another page to it from an Etsy seller. I did a little artwork there, and then more tags. Same way with the transparency paper and tags. And don't forget to breathe. And then more of, this is a little pocket, a little stick, tuck spot. Just really beautiful paper done by the Etsy sellers. Those people that know how to do that really do a great job. I also added some tabs on the edges, and this is a picture out of a magazine. I love to cut out pictures from magazines. Another one of those diaries. It's just amazing at how pretty an old diary paper can be. So put some bling every once in a while. These are another example of those that I told you about. I Accept Myself, for instance. A little bit of eyelash trim and some clustering. Another one of the pictures out of those Victorian magazines. Another picture out of it, but it's not two-sided. And this is just a pocket where you can write a note. Saying it came out of a magazine that I thought was very appropriate for the book. Another one of those out of the diaries, except some of them have like sayings or quotes on them. And this is another picture out of one of those books. Used lots of trim. This is actually yarn that I, put together to make a good little area right here next to this pocket. And now we're getting to the last one, which is this here came from this book here that I just recently ordered. The girl I had ordered from Calico Collage on Etsy, but it appears that she has now some books that I bought it on Amazon. So this is something that I did invest in that's new. So I can't say that 100% of the stuff that I have in my area and that I use is used, because of course there's always, you go somewhere and there's stuff you just can't give up or can't. So that's another one of those pictures. These are some charms that go with a big that you can write on. A little booklet. More of the same from that Calico Collage. And I'll have that in the description box below as well. Using bags, putting a little tag in each one of them. These are from seed packages. This is Smash books that have lists of things on them that you can kind of, this is an example. My most memorable city, my most memorable lodging, restaurant, historic site. So it's just a way to prompt you to do journaling. But this paper from Calico Collage is just absolutely beautiful. So I used several in this last signature. The book has 3 signatures. And that concludes this. The book will be for sale in my Etsy store. My Etsy store is called Yesterday's Stash. It's all one word with 2 S's, Yesterday's and Stash. And I have found that the yesterday, the Y is capitalized. If you look for that Etsy store, you have to capitalize the Y on Yesterday's. So thank you so much for coming along and as I explained the book and the different challenges and how much fun these things are to put together. So we'll talk again soon. Bye-bye.